my daughter just turned 18 last week on the president's birthday. And, I worry about that every day. My daddy, you know my story, and daddy fought in the Pacific. Mama lost her brother fighting the Nazis. Every day every time I wake my dad up, I've got to wake him up to he's an old man by his toes, because he might wake up on one of those islands in the Pacific he was on. So, it is a horrible, war is a horrible, horrible thing. And we better be damn sure if we start putting American boys and girls on the ground in the Middle East, that it's for the right cause and is protect us. Currently, Iran don't have a missile that can make it to us. The farthest they can get is Greece, I believe. So, the question there remains, where is the threat to us? And are they bad actors? Could they be planning something with a dirty bomb or something that they don't need a missile, that are enriched uranium? And I've never heard you all do it, but I've heard some on some of the other legacy media stations saying that, well, they could have been using this for energy when they're sitting on the largest oil supplies in the world. Let's face it, Iran is a bad actor. But China's a bad actor.
These guys are the head of the snake of terror. There's no question about it. Look, two things can be true.
In the world.
All right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is the head of the snake. Two things can be true. These are bad guys. This regime is toxic and has to go. And it also may not be our place to do it. There's certainly not will among the American people to put boots on the ground there. And President Trump has been historically and personally very slow to see advantage in any major military activity. But there is one other aspect, and one of the reasons I'm grateful to you coming on NewsNation the way you do as a fair broker is, here's my biggest concern and why I understand people are afraid. I don't remember us being any weaker than we are right now, not militarily, culturally, socially, in terms of our people. We have done a lot of the work of the bad guys for them. Nobody believes anything. Everybody's outrageous. Extremism is all over the place. That's what scares me most, is somebody deciding to act against the United States government out of some diseased and misplaced, perverse sense of patriotism that the system has to pay. And we've been seeing more and more of those acts, from the healthcare CEO to the most recent murders, to Max Miller, your colleague, getting run off the road because he's a Jew. But someone wanted to show him a Palestinian flag.
Yeah, I reached out to Max myself. I was the one that asked our speaker to provide extra security for our Jewish members, both Democrats and Republicans. I mean, that's obvious if they know who they are, and they are obvious targets. So and that's a different time. It's not like when your dad and my dad were. There might be a fight at the polling place or something, but it wasn't. At the end of the day, we were all Americans, and if somebody else had jumped in there, they'd all turned on them, because it's they can fight, but nobody else.
I mean, that's why I really appreciate your support of the startup here at NewsNation.
Can I say one more thing about this? I think I'm not quick to criticize President Trump on this issue, because that's what intelligence is. They have to gather it, and once he gets that information, he has to act on it. If he were to wait till when they got Soleimani, they were all mad. People were mad. They didn't go to the United Nations. He didn't go to the speaker. He didn't go to that. I think I was a bad actor. They caught him out. They knew what he was up to. He'd killed Americans and Jews and others, and the way they identified his body was his ring finger. And I'm glad he didn't ask Congress, because it would have been leaked. He'd have gone underground. We had never gotten him. And I suspect this is a similar situation. He got information, and that's what intelligence gathering is about. And I'm hoping this is the end of it. I hope this drives the thought home that there's peace and we can contain this evil once and for all.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.